then I have another one, which is Marketer of the Year, Matt Asafan. Come on, man.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you. What do I get to share?
Yeah, got to share anything you want. Market of the Year.
Excellent. So why did you give me this award? Why do you feel that I deserve it?
I feel that not just, we've done a few events together, and as a marketer, when we work together, because I've just been into the marketing space for so long, and I work with different people, but what I notice is when I give you the strategies, just different ideas, the execution, it's always I won't say it's not perfect, but it's very, very well done.
Excellent.
And I was like, wow, and you know what, even through going through Matt's stuff and his material, I am learning new into the marketing strategies from him. So that's why I think he deserves the award, Market of the Year.
You know, when I do marketing, what I always think about is how would I want to be marketed to, right? Or when I host an event, I think about what kind of event would I want to go to, right? So that's kind of my mindset when creating campaigns and when doing this marketing.
And then I have the last award I want to give out, which is who I believe who has not necessary, I don't count in terms of how much more money they make, because that's not how I measure the success, but I measure how coachable and how much the mentees made the most amount of improvement. That's who gets this award, which is the Entrepreneur of the Year award from Deadlock Inner Circle, which goes to Andre. Round of applause.
Love you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Nice.
Entrepreneur of the Year, man.
You know what? Last year, I gave up my lawyer license after 20 years of being a lawyer. And to me, that marked a milestone of basically switching from what Michael Gerber calls, a specialist with an entrepreneurial seizure to an entrepreneur who just happens to know a lot of IP. And all of that coincided with me finding out about Dan, learning from Dan, being with Dan, and we've just today, literally, while Dan was on stage earlier today, we were running an experiment, and earlier today figured out that the experiment fucking works. So yes, thank you. Thanks, Dan.
And Andre, just before lunch, he was running towards me. Dan, it fucking works! It fucking works! And I'm like, yeah, it works. I told you it would work. Like, it was a big surprise. But he was like, yeah! I'm like, what's the big deal? After you've been in business as long as I have, you've seen everything, it's not a surprise. Actually, it would be a surprise if it didn't work, for me. But a round of applause for all of them, and for you as well for participating. Thank you. Now, if you think the morning, how many enjoyed the morning so far? Okay. It's fucking nothing. Nothing compared to the afternoon. That's like, I've shared this much with you so far. This with you. Okay. The rest of the afternoon, we're going to dive into more advanced strategies, marketing, practical how-to, and chances are you might have more questions as we go through some of these things. So any questions, stop me anytime, and I'll address those questions. So now we're going to go back to working on your business. So we talked about if everyone is your client, then no one is your client. So if everyone is your client, then no one is your client. You got to think of your client's relationship as long-term. What term? Long-term. What term? Long-term. Now, when you see them as being around for an extended time, they must be people that you respect, like, and want to be around. They must be people that you respect, like, and want to be around. Because life is too short. Life is too short. And there are plenty of clients out there that you could get, that you could attract, that you don't have to tolerate. You don't have to tolerate. Respect, like, and want to be around. So now let's create the profile of your ideal client together. It feels like a boat, like it's waving. Is it because the window? Yeah. So number one, now we'll go back to this. Step two, your client avatar. First, we're going to talk about your ideal client profile. Okay? So take a moment and just write down if you don't know, just imagine, who do you think your ideal client is? Demographics-wise, age, gender, and income. Okay? Psychographics, this refers to personality, values, opinions, attitudes, interests, and lifestyles. Also behaviors, what are they like, what do they dislike, sports, hobby, etc. So take a moment and just fill out that profile, your ideal client. And you might have more than one, but for now, for our purpose, for this exercise, just pick one. Your ideal client profile. Demographics, psychographics, and behavior. To the best of your ability. Just write that down. And they all may not be the clients you have now. Maybe, but maybe you don't have those type of clients that you really want yet, but I want you to describe your ideal client, your dream client that you want to work with. And the more specific, the better. Almost picture them as a person. So demographics, psychographics, behavior. And if you have a tough time trying to come up with various answers, it might be an indicator that you don't know your marketplace well enough. It might mean that you need to do a little bit more research, or sitting down in front of your potential clients, just maybe you don't know enough about that marketplace. And then also your client's locale, meaning that what places attract your ideal client. Now this applies to both a physical place or location on the internet. Where do they hang out? What do they read, online and offline, and what do they search for online? Take a moment and write those down. Where do they hang out? What do they read, both online and offline? And what do they search for online? Just think it through. Put yourself in their shoes. Where do they hang out? Why they hang out there? What are they looking for? What are the problems that they're looking to? What are the problems they're looking to solve? What do they read, online and offline? Could it be certain publications? Could it be blogs? Could it be forums? What do they search for online? think hard. Think hard. And then also the function of their purchasing process, meaning how they buy. How do they make their buying decisions? What are the needs that motivate your ideal client to buy what you offer? What are their needs? Do they start their research process online? Do they go to Google with a mobile device from their phone? Or do they ask their friends before they go on the internet? Be specific. And do you know and understand their problem or need? Not what you think their problem might be, what their actual problems are, what their actual needs are. Do you know and understand their problem or need? And what do they perceive too as the benefits of finding a solution to their problem? What do they perceive to be as the benefits? So if you could provide them with a solution, how would they feel? What would be the benefits to them if you could help them solve their problems? Is it peace of mind? Is it a relief of stress? Could be financial, could be emotional. What are the needs? And try not to describe your product or service. I'm talking about needs, not so much the deliverable, not so much your product or service, but what are the needs? And for the buying process, does it take a long time for them to make a decision, or could they make that decision relatively quickly? How long is your sales cycle? Okay. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Okay, stop. Take a deep breath. Step 2, complete. Question.
Hi everyone, my name is Tong.
Hi, Tom.
Dan, I have a really more of an industry-specific question.
Sure.
So for myself, I operate in the social sector.
Yep.
And operating a charity foundation.
Yes.
So for us, from my understanding, your definition of a clientele base is the people that you get to serve in exchange for benefits and etc.
Correct.
So for the social sector, a lot of it is you have the social funders and the businesses
Yes.
as also as a one type of clientele.
Yes.
But also you do have a sector of the people that you're actually serving. So that's what I'm wondering, like in that case.
Good question, good question. First of all, even nonprofit needs to make a profit. Okay? And very often, let's say if you want to raise funds, you might go to different businesses. And what I'm saying is, instead of going like the shotgun approach and say, well, anyone that would donate money, please, we'll take some. Having that client profile, you know what? The ideal clients that would support our cause is this type of client at this type of industry. And why? Because maybe what you do fits with the image or the criteria or whatever it is, and also they have the budget for it. And from there, I even want to narrow down to some more, not just the company, but the people who make decisions. What are they like? Where do they hang out? Where would you attract them? I'm saying thinking that deep. Now, so from there, so you have your client, your avatar, client profile, where you raise money from, but at the same time, who you serve, that could be a separate client profile. So you can have more than one.
Gotcha.
But for the purpose for exercise, just start with one. Yeah?
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Round of applause. Good question. Good question. You would be shocked by how many entrepreneurs actually don't know their clients that well. Out of all the thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs I work with, most entrepreneurs actually don't know their clients that well. They think they do. They actually know their products and services very well. But when I sit down with them, I'm like, tell me about your clients. They buy stuff from me? No, but what are their likes and dislikes? What are their needs? And then they go on rambling about the features of the products. Well, describe to me about their daily life. What do you mean their daily life? No, describe to me. When they first get up in the morning, what are they thinking about? When they go to bed, what keeps them awake at night? What are their frustrations? What are the issues? What are their concerns? And most entrepreneurs don't have good answers for that. And my edge in business is this. It's my intimate understanding of the marketplace at a very deep level. Your intimate understanding of your market and core business is the number one ingredient for riches. I go deep. In fact, in some cases, I know the clients better than they do. I know their issues better than they do. I know what holds them back better than they do. Sometimes during a conversation, they have this like look on their face like, how do you know? Like sometimes we joke about it, like it's almost like I've been hiding under their bed. That I eavesdrop in some of these conversations, and I could talk about their concerns. And here's what's very interesting about human being and human psychology is this: when you can describe their problems better than they could do it, they automatically assume you have the solutions. When you can describe their problems better than they do, they automatically assume you have the solutions. Very, very powerful. Very powerful. So take 2 minutes, how long? Discuss on your table what you've learned so far. From the exercise and from your client. Okay. What have you learned so far? Just yell the answer. What have you learned so far about your client profile?
Get to know your clients.
It's what?
Get to know your clients.
Get to know your clients, okay?
Just who you want to surround yourself with.
Who you want to surround, who you want to serve. Who are your ideal clients? Good. What else have you learned?
Be sure.
Be
sure what they need. I can think about what I think my customers need, or potential customers, but I need to be sure what their perception is.
try to verify. Make sure you actually understand their needs. Not what we think they want, but what they actually want. Very nice. Yes. Give me a couple more. Give me a couple more. Yes.
Precise listening.
Precise listening or listening?
Listening.
Listening, yes. Listening. Don't be so sure. Yes. Klaus. Be a celebrity authority in your niche. Yes. Now, interesting thing is you notice a celebrity authority in any niche, very often they have a very intimate understanding of the marketplace. Here's why. In order for them to be a celebrity authority, do they have a big following? Yes or no? Yes. Yeah, without a following, you're not a celebrity authority. Okay? So you have a big following, and the only reason they have a big following is because the marketplace resonates with the story or message. It's very simple. Otherwise, they would not have that following in the first place. It's like as a leader, what makes you a leader is also a great student. A student of your customer, a student of the marketplace. Market comes first. That's why I always emphasize what we sell is actually totally secondary. The products, the service, the delivery, it's totally secondary. What are their needs? What are the issues? You can understand that. Products you can create. You can find, you can JV, you can license. That's the easy stuff. Write this down. It's not the thing. It's the thing that sells the thing. Okay, so again, it's not the thing. It's the thing that sells the thing. I'm all about the thing that sells the thing. Not the thing. You get the thing? Okay. No, I'm fucking confused. What the thing? Okay, good. Let me give an example. Say when I work with entrepreneurs, people would say, oh yeah, Dan, you work with entrepreneurs. Because they say you work with entrepreneurs. In my mind, I'm so clear of who I work with, who I mentor, who I want to surround myself with. But big picture wise, because oh, you work with entrepreneurs, that's actually not very accurate at all. Okay, so I'm going to take you again a little bit kind of behind the curtain, okay? Yes? A little bit and show you like how I feel these things. I actually don't work very well with posers, fakers, and wannabe and get-rich-quick junkies. In fact, what's on my brochure? Warning! No wannabes, looky-loos, whiners, and non-action takers. I put that right on the front page of the brochure, who I don't want. Because what I've realized is the wannabes, the startups, people just wanting to start a business or just start a business, I'm not your guy. There's plenty of other people that could teach you, that could help you. I'm just not that guy. I found that through, let's say, this cycle, going back to this example, the 4 stages, if entrepreneurs are at the survival and going from survival to security stage, I don't work very well with those type of entrepreneurs. Nothing wrong with that. We've all gone through that, right? Yes? It's just, personally, I don't work very well. I don't add the most value. Because I found that my concepts and strategies don't quite sink in. Because they haven't been through a lot yet. I work exceptionally well with entrepreneurs who go from security to success and success to significance. Especially from success to significance. They build something, they want to take it a whole new level. That's why I could give them one thing, like Matt. Matt is already successful. I just give him that couple things and take him a whole new level. Versus working with people who are at this stage or at a startup stage. We've all gone through that. I find that I work exceptionally well with serious, committed entrepreneurs who share the same value, which is learning and growing. Learning and growing together. So my mentees, all of them, they are weird. They're weird. Like we would have something, we'd talk about something, like let's say a marketing piece or something like that. And we would, at dinner, talk about a marketing piece. Like we're fascinated. Oh, look at the headline. And like that's the kind of conversation that we have. We look at the menu. Oh, look at the upsell. What are they doing? What are they working on? Like that's the kind of conversation that we have. And it's what I enjoy because I go into a business, I dissect, I think about it. And it's what I talk about most of the time. So I work exceptionally well with serious committed entrepreneurs who enjoy learning and growing together. The entrepreneurs who have made it, they're successful, they are at the successful stage, they're already comfortable, but they don't want to grow something big. They're very comfortable. Life is good. Again, I don't work exceptionally well with those entrepreneurs because they're comfortable. They're comfortable. I have quite a few friends who are at that stage. I work with people who are still wanting to build something big. With myself, 8-figure entrepreneur, I'm aiming to be a 9-figure entrepreneur. Build my $100 million empire and then my $1 billion empire. I want to build my YouTube channel to over 1 million subscribers. Tomorrow, I'm meeting with the producer of a TV show. I'm launching my own TV show. This is a reality TV show. That's what I'm working on. I want to work with people who want to grow together. I could easily be saying, you know what? Life is good. Take it easy, man. That I'm comfortable. I did that when I was 27. It's boring. It's boring. And that is so much more I want to do. So I'm very clear. So going back to your client, who do you want to work with? You can also think about in terms of your clientele. Do you want to work with, let's say, David, right? Survival stage, mom and pop, small business owner, or affluent investors? If that's the case, the way you would do marketing and positioning is very different. If you want to attract affluent investors and affluent clients. And most people have no idea how to sell to affluent clients because they're not affluent themselves. So they don't know how to sell to them, right? So let's talk about the dark art of persuasion. Okay? Give me a whoo! You guys are so nasty. No, but seriously, the dark art of persuasion. Now, when it comes to persuasion, if your intention is evil, meaning you want to manipulate, you could use these strategies to manipulate. I can't stop you from doing it. But here's been my experience. Meaning if your product and services are crappy, and you actually use some of these strategies to manipulate, and you get the sale, and you get the money, your ship will sink so fast. It will not help you. Because by the time you get the money, reputation spreads around, oh yeah, that person delivers crappy product and service. This does not help you. But assuming in here in this room, everybody delivers quality product and services, right? Yes? Yes. Anybody not? Then you put up your hand? Okay, so if that's the case, seriously, don't use them. Because it would destroy your business. But if you have something good, your intention is good, you want to serve, you want to help, you want to add value, this works extremely well. Most people think that they and others purchase through a process of rational thought, arriving at a decision. This is not how most people buy at all. Most people arrive at the decision first and then go through a process of rationalization. Now, why is this important? It means a lot of the work has to be done before you say a single word. I'll say it again. A lot of work has to be done before you get on that phone, before you have that conversation with them, before you close the deal. And you notice the better you are at positioning, the better you're at marketing, the less selling you have to do. Okay? If you have zero marketing, you notice you have to do a lot of selling, a lot of convincing. And that is hard. That is hard. Very hard. In fact, how many of you ever had the experience someone calls you and they call and they just want to buy? They're not asking questions, just like, I want to give you some money. Like a referral or something like that. They already trust. You haven't done anything to sell them at all. Like nothing. It's just, I want to buy. Take my order, yes? What happened there? What happened there? They already have trust? No like and trust, yes.
They sold themselves.
They sold themselves. Very good. Very good. They have an endorsement. Yes. Somebody refer them. Refer them, yes, referral. Okay, this is deep. They have a positive association with the pre-framing, how you do business. Yes. Arceline?
Dan, do you mind? I have actually a story to give you.
Yeah, go to the mic. Go to the mic.
So,
Introduce yourself so they know.
hi everyone, I'm Rosalind.
Hi, Rosalind.
So I have a story that actually is really great teaching moment
Yeah,
and
sure.
learning moment. Recently I phoned up this woman who's a copywriter.
Okay.
I wanted someone to write my bio for me, and I've been wanting to do that for months. And there is this woman who's huge in the thought leadership, transformational, inspirational coaching world.
Space, yeah.
Yeah, and I've known her for years, and I've gotten all her free stuff, and then one day I was like, I need a bio. So I called number on her website, and she picks up personally, and at first I was like, whoa, I actually got you on the phone. Because the way she positioned herself, you know, I thought she might have an assistant. And then I go, I would like to hire you to write my bio. How much is it? Right, I was ready to buy. And what she did really floored me, because she said, well, you know, have you checked out my website? Have you checked out my template? Have you done this? Like, she was doing all the, you know what I'm saying, all the kind of pre-qualifying. And I just told her I'm ready to buy, you know what I mean? And she chewed me out for not having done all that, but I've actually have done all that, right? And I was so turned off because I felt like I'm ready to buy, and she was taking me a few steps back. So my question is, how do we not do that? You know, because I was so turned off. It was such a, you know what I'm saying?
Is that a good question? That's
you know
a
what I
very good
mean?
question,
And
yeah.
I was pissed off on the phone. I told her point blank, you know what? Nancy is her name, and
Yeah.
you know, I actually am ready to buy, and I in fact did use a template, and still I want you to write it for me, because her teaching was like, well, you know, if you need someone to write it for you, then you haven't really quite figured it out. And I'm like, no, I want to pay you money to write my bio, right?
So how long have you been following her? Like, you've been a fan
like
of
3
her?
years.
3 years of building a trust.
Yeah.
And how long was the conversation on the phone?
It was 2 minutes, and I was so mad. I told her, I'm actually not continuing this conversation with you. Click.
Round of applause, by the way. Good question. Good question. So let me answer the question. It's actually incredibly simple. Incredibly simple. So Rosalind's been following Nancy through her what? You said free stuff. Like, give me some free stuff example.
She has a bio template.
Bio, so template, a webinar. Okay.
Actually been on her 2 webinars.
Two webinar. Been on a website, I assume, right? Website.
Website, read a bunch of her stuff.
Okay. Blog. Does she have a blog or anything like that?
She has a blog.
A blog. Okay.
On her mailing list.
A mailing list. So it's an email list, right? Email. Yeah. Okay. So she has a lot of these positioning, marketing tools out there. That's the right thing to do. Where she fucks up, okay, is she let Rosalind jump to this. This is all good. What she should have done is she should never, ever, ever take any unscheduled incoming call. It's bad positioning. And also, when you take unscheduled incoming call, you cannot possibly be ready what you're dealing with, because you don't know. Instead, imagine that you send her, let's say you fill out a form before you ever talk to her. What are your needs? I'm looking for bio. How did you hear about me? An assistant or something like that gets back to her. You know, Rosalind, we got your request. I have scheduled a call with Nancy at this time. She has blocked out 20 minutes with you to talk about how she can help you. By the time she gets on the phone with you, she's read through your bio, you're ready to buy.
Yeah, or even check out my social media, see what I have.
You're ready to buy.
I am, and I'm still angry.
That's what I mean. With the process, same thing what Andre was talking about. You put people through a free trademark, from free trademark to a what?
Through trademark search.
Free trademark search, and then second step?
Show them the report.
Yep, report.
If their mark is trademarkable, then in the same goal, when walk them through the report, we offer the service.
Yeah, and then walk them through the 3 packages we created, right? And then from there, you close the sale. Imagine someone here, and they say, hey, Andre, man, I heard that you do trademark. I'm thinking of this idea and this trademark on my brand. Why don't you do it from your phone? Like, I'm here, buddy. Let's go through this.
Always get those calls like, wow, I've checked, I think it's trademarkable, let's go.
So it means that when you have your
Until we check if it's trademarkable.
Yeah, so it means when you have your sales process, don't deviate from it. Don't deviate from it. My process, same thing, it's very simple. I would not take on a mentee unless they've seen me live at a workshop. Period. I don't know who the fuck they are. I don't care who they are. I don't care how big a business they have.
So it's a client qualification.
Absolutely. I always tell them, come to this or come to VEG, come to Vancouver Entrepreneurs Group. They don't show up, bam, I know they're not that serious. If they show up, they're taking the time, I know, they're semi-serious. I don't know yet. But if they don't show up, it saves me a whole lot of time. I don't have to do, like every day I get email on Facebook, Dan, can I buy you coffee? Can I buy you lunch? I want to learn from you, I want to do this. I said, show it up. You don't show up, we ain't doing business. Period. You show up, now we talk, but not like this. Kathy even was asking me, a couple of people were asking me about mentorship. We're not talking mentorship here. Go home, we'll talk through an email, and then we'll set up a time to talk, where I will block out the time, and then you have my 100% full attention. That block of time is yours. Then we can talk about how we can help you. Absolutely. Does that make sense? I never deviate from that. Ever. Ever. That's it's a very simple filter. Very simple, saves me a lot of time. That's why I don't, it's like talkers, everybody talks a good game, talks entrepreneurship, and I also know, although we're filming this, I'm going to say it. Even the people who come to my meetup, I know. How many come to my meetup? Okay. I know, deep down, I know the audience so well, 80%, probably more than 80%, are what I would consider wannabes. Wannabe entrepreneurs. Not real entrepreneurs, I know that. So my message, I'm always, in my mind, I'm talking to that 20%. I'm not talking to that 80%. I can't help the 80%. Not yet anyway. Now, they could have gone from, same thing with myself. I was a get-rich-quick junkie. I was buying business opportunity. I was jumping from one thing to another. I wasn't ready until I met my first mentor, Alan Jacks, and my second mentor, Dan Pena. Then I went from wannabe to a true entrepreneur. From distraction, lack of focus, to where I am today. Does that make sense? So same thing, but I just know people come to my meetup, 80% of them. They're not going to implement what I teach. They're going to try to implement, and they think they understand what I teach. Actually, they don't. And they're going to try a little bit, and it doesn't work. Oh, I guess it's just the way it is. It's not like that. It's not like that. So in my mind, I'm talking to 20%. So 6 or 7 figure earners supply the rationalization, but never rely on them in order to make a sale. I'll say it again. 6 figure or 7 figure earners, they supply the rationalization, but never rely on them to make the sale. Zig Ziglar said, selling is essentially a transfer of feeling. A transfer of what? Feelings. Now, if it is a transfer of feelings, it means this. What does that mean? It means people buy feelings, emotions. People actually buy feelings, and people buy in response to your feelings, and also people buy by bonding with the seller, share feelings. Buy feelings, your feelings and share feelings. You have to understand what are the feelings that they want to get by buying your product or service. People don't just buy products and services. So what are the feelings? And usually, it's a handful of them. Human being, it's very simple. Handful of them. Maybe a dozen. What does that mean? Let's say she got up at 3 a.m. in the morning, navigated traffic, stood outside the cold waiting push shelf to get into the store at 5 a.m. to buy. Why? To save money? Wrong. To get something in limited supply? Wrong. To get shopping over with early? Wrong. That's not why she buys. Feeling is what they want to buy. To feel superior to others? Yes. To feel frugal and responsible? Yes. To feel heroic? Yes. To have a story to tell? Yes. That's why she's doing it. That's why she's doing it. You buy for emotional reasons, buy based on emotion, and back it up with logic. Especially if your products and services are boring, are dry, like financial planning, that's pretty dry. Okay, nobody gets up in the morning and say, you know what, this morning is so beautiful. I can't wait to learn some financial planning stuff. And I'm going to call my financial advisor and just have a chat. Not in their mind, right? Not on top of the mind awareness. Okay? The doctor took on nearly $1 million in debt and countless hours of aggravation, disrupted his practice, etc., to buy and build his own office building. Why? More financially lucrative than renting? Wrong. Better landmark location to attract patients? Wrong. Investing in real estate is important? Wrong. Nope. To feel superior to others? Hello? Yes. To feel successful and prosperous? Yes. To feel important? Yes. To have a story to tell? Yes. That's what he's buying. You got to go deep. You got to go deep.